then there was this catalyst moment for me when the Federal Reserve government in the US came out with a stat saying 40% of all Americans cannot find $400 in an emergency. And which, by the way, they think is now 80%, Kathy. You know, it is shocking. We're in a complete economic crisis. We're in a mental health crisis. Goodness. We're in a climate crisis.
Yeah.
And people are living paycheck to paycheck. You know, student debt is shocking, credit card debt. And it was then that I thought there has to be a better way, because I saw that each one of us is worth $400 a year to Facebook. And so then it became really simple. If brands can pay people for their time, 2 minutes a day watching ads, then we can redirect $100 billion back to people and unite in support of the planet. So the big systemic problems, we saw real vulnerability in that, because whilst they seem bigger than and invincible, the average engagement rate in a digital ad is vulnerable, and the impact on society is really negative. You know, when you look at the hate on social, the negative impact on every level, people are more isolated than ever before. So really, even though I've built SMI, the last 6 years for me have been obsessed with how can we re-engineer social media in a way that is zero tolerance of hate and empowers people. How can we re-engineer the ad delivery, digital ad delivery, which we've now built, and how can we re-engineer digital media buying in a way that can redirect that $100 billion back to people, and where we unite in a really positive, loving way in support of the planet. Big systemic stuff that, look, it was only version one. I nearly said version one. It was only version one, Kathy. You know, the whole Facebook, it was only version one. But I don't want to live in a world created by an 18-year-old guy with no life experience.
No. And I think, look, I mean, what you've done and the app that you've created and the platform and the community. I mean, We Are Aid is a profound, revolutionary idea around all of those touch points. And for people to be able to have ownership of that conversation with the brand and to have the ability to give back generously to causes that matter to them because they're actually consuming advertising is such an extraordinary notion. Yeah. And now you've opened in Australia, you're in the UK, you've made a dent in the US market.
I know, I can't wait to launch
what are the
Kathy. I really can't wait.
I know. I mean, because I know this is where you sort of were originally sort of really had your roots, and you were testing with incredible brands. And what are the advertisers saying about this? I mean, clearly, you know, anything like this where you're really shifting the model.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot for an advertiser who's so conditioned to spend money in a certain way, and we see how long that traditionally takes. But you're having such profound impact. So are they starting to recognize the importance of what it means to them?
Yeah, I mean,
and how that will affect how they're connecting with consumers.
Yeah, I mean, look, the way that we've built it means that every dollar that they spend through the system is sustainable, it's carbon neutral. We over offset. They make positive impact with every dollar that they spend, because 5% of the money goes to a charity of their choice, but 50% goes to the 8 citizen. 50% of all of their money goes directly through to people. And what's interesting about that, when we refined the product experience, when we were getting, 10 times better click-through results, that was good, but we had to keep pushing and refining the ad delivery in a way that doesn't just get 10 times or 20 times, but gets transformational business results. Because, look, they're not going to shift big dollars. They're under more pressure than ever to do the right thing and be sustainable and all of that. But at the end of the day, they're only going to shift really meaningful dollars if it's smashing all the other metrics. And the exciting things, whether it's Heineken, Tesco, all the big brands are now shifting really meaningful money. Nike just ran a massively successful campaign. Heineken came out with a quote saying, just after their third campaign, saying the results are absolutely transformational. And it's consistent.
Amazing.
I think the thing is, look, when we tested the ad delivery, so, deliver an ad directly to Kathy and engage her for 2 minutes a day, and the money goes into your wallet and donations get made to charity. That really worked amazingly. What we didn't imagine is how much we would reinvent social and be under pressure to bring in all the social features. So everything that you're going to see coming out in the product is now also reimagined social, where you download We Are 8. It's 8 minutes of inspiration where you're following the creators and people you love in a curated way. Then we want you to go and live. Go and reinvent yourself. Go and hug a tree, hug someone, live life. Because 8 minutes of inspiration. Then, and then we have a friends feed.
Brilliant.
Which launches next month, which is default private. So having all those social features, we were under pressure when we started working with all the footballers who have experienced massive hate on social. And the reality is that the platforms just aren't doing anything about it. They want to keep us scrolling longer. They hide behind freedom of speech, but what they're actually fueling, Kathy, is hate speech. And
it's horrible. Exactly.
So that's why we've now brought in all the social features, because everyone was saying to us, creators, people, we're sick of the status quo. It's really broken,
Right. So let me ask you a question, because those who are listening to this, who have such an incredible community of entrepreneurs and CEOs and CMOs and young people who are trying to get inspired. There's so many fascinating guests that we've had from various communities and businesses and life coaches. And you went through a lot to build this company as a woman in tech, another barrier, right? So for those who are out there that are really trying to take a vision, a dream, a piece of information like you had, where you knew and understood there was something systematically wrong with the system and the way we are engaging with social, with the advertising environment. What was that challenge, that moment? What was that inflection point for you where you just felt like, I have to do something about this, no matter what the risk? The reward is going to be greater, right?
Do you know?
Was there fear of failure in this? Was there, what's that feeling that you had to overcome to really take on this challenge?
My biggest fear, Kathy, was that no one would do it, because we're at such a shocking point there were many times when I thought, oh, holy shit, I wish someone else would do this. But had I not had 35 years of experience in the media world and my second company, we built TV shows and everything else, had I not understood that, I couldn't have engineered or re-engineered or reimagined a world of social with no hate that gets money into people's pockets and where we unite in support of the planet. Sounds really easy, really hard to do. And I think for women as well, what do we get? 2.6% of funding goes to female, VC funding goes to women.
Exactly.
If it's a woman who wants to take on something really big that's seemingly established and not vulnerable at all, that's just no chance. So I've been massively, I've failed monumentally at VC funding. In the middle, and thank goodness, hot off the press, I have sold SMI, but there was a moment where I had to put everything on the line and borrow $5 million at a shockingly high interest rate, because we've got 8 years, Kathy, until the damage that we've done to the planet is irreversible. And I knew what we built was transformational. And I actually thought, well, my kids are going to have really fucked lives, I probably can't say that on your podcast. Can you not quote me on that?
That's okay. You can say it. You can say it. But
my kids are going to, they're not going to have football pitches to play on. There's going to be more suicide than ever before, and we're going to be in a bad way. And as David Attenborough says, we know the problems, we know the solutions, we just need collective action. So my fear wasn't failure, and actually my lack of fear of failure has enabled me to just be so driven and so resilient, because
I am getting chills as you are saying this, Sue, because I think that is such a powerful statement about what is necessary. So thank you for all that you've done to commit to what you're trying to do, but also for knowing and still forging ahead because of that risk that you are putting yourself, your family at, from a financial standpoint, from a business standpoint. And I'm so just thrilled and delighted. Look, I know I've watched for years as you've been building this company, and there is no question about the importance of it and the value to every company and the individuals that are surrounding you.
I mean, I just also had faith in myself that I'd get it right. I have an amazing leadership team. So on one side, the buying engine that we've built is transformational for advertisers. The product for humans, the We Are 8 app, I just kept reinvesting to get it right. And I had faith that we'd get it right. But if not, I'd die trying. And not because I want to be a billionaire and make my shareholders a lot of money, which, by the way, I do want to make my shareholders a lot of money because they've been patient and amazing.
Right.
But because if we don't come together, Kathy, really fast, and if we don't, and sadly, it had to be in a way that had self-interest for people. So if someone knows they can watch a couple of ads every day and automatically pay their mobile bills or their TV subscriptions, oh my God, I'll watch a couple of ads a day. And while I'm here, donations automatically go to charity. Yeah. We had to work with behavioral scientists there has to be in it. Humans are such that there has to be something in it for me. And then what's going to happen over the next 6 months, we're going to see people feel amazing because they're going to feel purposeful again. Because I don't know about you, but there's 2 billion people on Facebook, but we never act as a collective force. We're on 8. We can send a notification out to millions of people and we can have collective action. And that's exciting because we're going to make it really fun and engaging.
That's powerful. Yeah. And look, fun is, definitely a big punctuation point there, because it really is fun what you've created, and the way you're doing it and the way you're bringing creators into it is so beautiful and so creative. And anybody can go on the app now,
That's right?
Anybody, anywhere can pretty much just download the app.
Anyone can.
So, I want to encourage everybody to.
Thank you. And by the way, claim your name.
Claim
your name. So anyone can download the app, become an 8 citizen, comment on things. From September, everyone will be able to upload content, 0 tolerance of hateful comments, so you can feel really safe. If you get verified with a Golden 8 Halo, you can then get promoted on the 8th stage and your content can be selected to be seen by the whole world. So the 8 minutes on 8 is a central point that is going to unite us every day and make our basically 8 minutes of inspiration in the morning every day.
Amazing. Oh my goodness. It's just divine.